the sea for a getaway. Car top down and we're driving just to feel young. Moving away to the sea, moving away, can't you see? Sand in your feet, feel the breeze in the summertime. Stars in the sky, one dime for a first time. Moving away to the sea, moving away, can't you see? We'll drink Henny by the ocean, it's our favorite potion. Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our days will never end, yeah. No, our days will never end, yeah. No. Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our fire got a love it till you never break apart. And we moving away to the sea.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be creating this look, so if you want to see more then please keep on watching. And I'm using the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette to create this look, so if you want to see more then please keep on watching. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am really excited to film this look for you guys because I am going to be filming one of my favorite looks that I have created with one of my new favorite palettes. So I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette again, and I'm going to be showing you all my favorite look that I've created with this palette so far. I have used this palette quite a lot in day-to-day life and going out, and this is one of my favorite looks that I've done with it. So the look overall is like a purpley glam, and it is just so pretty. And I remember the first time that I ever created this look, I was going to film it, but I didn't film it because I was worried that it wouldn't turn out how I wanted it to. But when I first did it, I was like, wow, this is so amazing. Like, it was just so pretty and so different from anything I'd ever, created before in terms of makeup on myself. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys how I created that look, and hopefully you guys can recreate it at home if you have this palette yourself. And if you don't have this palette, I definitely recommend this palette. I will talk about a couple of things that I don't like about this palette, but overall I think it's definitely worth the spend and worth the money. I have done a review on this palette, but since that review I've tried pretty much every shade in this palette, and there are a couple of shades in here that are a little bit tricky to blend. And I take pride in my blending. I take my time, I make sure I'm blending, well. So, for me not to be able to blend something out to, the amount that I would like is really annoying, especially when it's a dark shade. So I will talk about that as well, but I'm so excited to get straight into this look and show you guys this glam. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay. So I'm going to start off with the shade Momentum for my base. And as per usual, I'm just going to use a big buffer brush just to buff this onto the base of my eyelids. So I'm just buffing that all the way up to my brow. As per usual, if you guys watch my other videos, that's what I do. So, what do I do after this? I'm just trying to remember what I do after this step. Now I'm just going to jump into the shade Libra, which is this one just here for the crease. And this is a really nice lilac-y shade. Now, I don't mind Huda Beauty's matte formula, but as far as matte formulas go, these mattes are pretty dry, and they kind of tend to buff away as you're buffing. So with a lot of these shades, you kind of just have to pack them on if you want the intensity. So I wish they were a bit more pigmented, so I will say that about this palette, having used it a bit more since my first review. going to dust away the fallout. So there was a bit. And I'm just going to take that big buffer brush and just buff out the edges. Okay, I want a bit more intensity, so I'm going to go in with this shade called Off Balance on that same brush. So that color's just really built up the intensity of the purple, and it's just making it a bit more vibrant. A bit more fallout. Just going to buff out the outer edges again. Now I have to be careful when I buff out, because like I said, with these shades, they buff away so quickly, like to nothing. Like it's just like all of the pigment is gone kind of thing. So that's a bit annoying about this palette, I have to say. For the amount you pay for it, it should definitely be more pigmented. So I'm just going to build that up just a little bit more. So I'm just going back in with the shade Imbalance. Sorry, Off Balance. Okay, now it is time to make this look a lot more intense. So I hope you guys are ready. Now I'm just dipping into the shade Hot Mess. I'm taking my 230 Luxe pencil brush with the shade Hot Mess. And I've just dipped into the shade Hot Mess, and now I'm gonna pack this on the outer corner. So I thought I would just let you guys know that this Friday I leave for Bali, and I am so excited. So I hope you guys have all been well. And yeah, I hope to get this video up before Friday, but if I don't, I guess you'll see this once I'm back. So I'm super excited, I can't wait. I really need a holiday, especially after uni and exams and assignments and working all through Christmas. And in all honesty, this is one of my second day off in for working a whole fortnight straight. So I worked 2 weeks and I've only had 2 days off so far. So I mean, yeah, I am tired, I'm burnt out, I'm tired. But I'm still hustling, I'm still filming, I'm still getting as much done as I possibly can. But yeah, I just packed my bag today, and yeah, I'm just so excited. So I can't wait to vlog all my adventures and obviously document it all on my Instagram as well. But yeah, if you guys watch my videos, I put up my Dubrovnik vlog from Europe, and if you guys have been waiting, well, not really waiting, but because there's not that many of you guys, but if you have been waiting for my travel vlogs, just know that I'm getting through them as quickly as I can. It's just really hard because, well, it was hard when I was at uni because I had all these assignments and exams and stuff I had to do that I had to prioritize in front of my travel vlogs. And because I am such a perfectionist, I like my videos to be of the highest quality. So when I'm editing everything, I usually take my time just so that way I can produce the best content, because it is going to be up forever pretty much. I want to get the best version of whatever I'm creating up online. I don't want to do a half version of what I'm trying to achieve. So I am hustling, I am getting through them. I'm up to my Croatia sail vlog, and I've actually, when I do edit my videos, I do love the editing process. Like, it's a love-hate relationship. So I find editing to be such a chore, but then once I'm hustling and once I'm on a roll, I actually do enjoy the process. It's just getting to that point. So with my sail vlog, I have been editing it and I put all the clips together. I've edited all the clips so they're cohesive and they flow, but I still have to put them in order. And because I don't remember exactly which islands we went to first, I have to go back through my itinerary and have a look, but then we actually didn't follow the route that we were supposed to because we ran into some bad weather when we were sailing around Croatia. So we actually took a different route to different islands. So I need to try and figure out which islands line up with the footage, because a lot of them do look very similar, so it's hard to remember which island was which. And it went by so quickly because it was just a week that we were sailing around. So yeah, I need to try and figure out that. Plus, when I've been editing, because I was, you know, on a boat, I didn't really get to vlog like I usually would. So I'm not really explaining things as I go. So I'm thinking of doing a voiceover. So I still have to do that for that vlog, but that one's pretty much on its way up to be uploaded. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just feeling really creative and I just want to do as many makeup videos as I can. I have so many ideas that I want to do, and I have a lot of looks that I've previously done that I want to recreate. Not that I've filmed, but just ones that I've done on myself that I've really liked and I think that you guys might like. So yeah, so if you guys have been waiting for my Europe content, just know I'm getting through it. I'm slowly getting there and I will get it up as soon as I can. But I'm going to space it out, so I'll do a Europe vlog and then I'll do a couple of beauty videos and then I'll do a Europe vlog and then I'll do a couple of beauty videos. That's how I think I'm going to do it, just because I get bored editing the same content over and over. It can be quite draining, so it's nice to break it up with a beauty video here and a beauty video there, and then when I get sick of them I can then do my travel content, if that makes sense. But I have a lot of other videos that I've filmed, like different vlogs that I've done, adventures in Sydney and New South Wales, things like that. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to do, and I also want to talk about my experience solo traveling, if I'd recommend it, the pros and the cons, you know, all that sort of stuff, how to save up for a Europe trip, lots of helpful videos that I really want to film, but it's just about finding the time. And especially when I've been working 2 weeks straight, it's really hard to find the time. So anyway, enough of that being said, I'm just saying that I am slowly doing the videos and I'm slowly getting there, but just bear with me because I promise you when they're up, like, don't lose interest in me, because when they are up, they will be of the best quality that I can produce myself. So yeah, but I really do enjoy the creative process and I really enjoy filming, editing, and yeah, it's really nice that I don't have any more uni work to worry about. So now I can just focus my free time on the things that I really want to do, like filming, editing, and adventuring. And obviously doing beauty content, because this is my passion and this is what makes me really happy. So I'm really glad that I can share that with people that appreciate it. So thank you guys, thank you so much. And if I haven't already, I am planning on doing a giveaway of some makeup and some goodies. So stay tuned if I haven't already done it, which I think I should have done it by now, but if I haven't, bear with me because I'm going to be doing one soon. So just a heads up. But yeah, I am super excited for Bali, and once I have all my Europe videos up, so I'm doing my Sail Croatia as one big thing, one big vlog, then my Kentucky, I think I might make it one big vlog, but I also might break it up into sections, so like France, or Paris, France, maybe, I don't know, it just depends, like France, Spain, Italy, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Otherwise I'll just do one big thing and then I'll do a voiceover for some of it, just so that way it's interesting to watch, because otherwise you're just going to be watching me like walking around partying with like music, which isn't that entertaining, you know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure it's of high quality, but yeah, just stay tuned and bear with me because it'll be worth it, I promise. And then I can get some more helpful videos up about how to do it yourself, if I would recommend it, and my goals for this year and where I am going after Bali. Secret is almost out. But yeah, just stay tuned. So yeah, back into the tutorial. I'm going into hot mess on the outer corners. Even this shade could be so much more pigmented. Huda, what are you doing? Ah. So it's just a matter of packing it on. yeah, so with this shade, it's just a matter of packing it on, and I'm also dragging it through, that's not a really nice word. I'm also sweeping it through the crease up here, just to create a bit more definition. And I'm just using my 227 as I go, just to buff it out. And even though this eye is a lot darker than this eye, it's still been buffed out a lot. And I didn't even buff away anything. Ah! Silly shade, honestly. These mattes in here. Huda, I'm coming for you. So when I'm doing this, I'm really focusing on creating that outer V. Well, focusing on not creating an outer V, but like, so when I'm doing this, I'm really focusing on intensifying the outer corner and just deepening that up. Just getting rid of that fallout as I go. Okay, so once again, I'm just going to buff that out. I'm already having some difficulties blending. Just going back into the shade Momentum. I'm just cleaning up the eyes with that shade. If these shades weren't so hard to blend, I would be almost done by now. So it is annoying that they are so hard to blend, especially when you pay so much for this palette. The darker shades are the worst for it in this palette, I have to say. Just going to go back into the shade Off Balance. Just going back into the shade Hot Mess again, just lightly packing it on the outer corners again, and this time I'm hoping not to buff it away. So I'm just really focusing on creating that outer V shape. And this brush is really good for precision, and it's super precise because it is so small. My eye's kind of getting sore because it feels like I'm stabbing it with the brush, like because I'm packing it on so much. Definitely not an Anastasia Beverly Hills formula, let's just say that. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like built up a lot right here, like on the outer corner, and that's on both of my eyes. Like, I don't know what is going on, but I'm gonna leave. Don't just ignore that if you can see it, because I'm going to leave it and not blend it until I put on the next shade. So I'm going in with the shade Vortex, which is this one here, which is the deepest shade in the palette. And I'm just taking that on that same brush. And same thing, once again, I'm just packing it on the outer corner. Fallout, hello. Okay, I'm just buffing that out with my 227 Soft Definer brush. So once again, the outer corner is still patchy. It's alright, I'll fix it. So, okay, no matter how much I blend, I'm not going to be able to fix this situation that is going on both sides of my eyes. Now, because I have done this look twice already, I know that this always happens, and it is never, you know, it is always annoying. It's never not annoying. So I'm going to try and fix this. So I'm going to use, because usually it's like the issue is usually here, so I can kind of usually fix it pretty easily, but now today it's a bit higher up, so I'm just going to go take a buffer brush again and go into that first base shade Momentum. Damn it! Ah! I just like wiped half my eye off, but I was just trying to fix it. So annoying. This damn palette. Okay, so I just went in with the shade Momentum and I put it on a big buffer brush just to buff out the outer edges, and I ended up taking off half of the outer corner, so that's great. But I'm going to go back in with my 230 Luxe pencil brush, and I'm going to go back in with both of the shades Hot Mess and Vortex just on the outer corner, and I'm not going to take it up quite as high because usually I do it a lot lower, and even though it is hard to blend, it hasn't been this hard ever. Well, I mean, I've always been able to kind of fix it and cover it up because it is on the outer corner. I can kind of just buff it away, but because it was so high up and it just wasn't budging, I had to use my fingers just to wipe it off because it just looks horrible. And of course, the one day that I actually film this, I have the most trouble. Typical. Okay, so I fixed it as much as I possibly can with the shade Hot Mess. And now I'm just going to go back into Vortex. Okay, so that is about as precise as I'm going to get those two shades because, like I said, they are such a pain to blend. Ah, so annoying. And I think because when I initially got the palette, I was just so obsessed with it, I kind of turned a blind eye to it. Not on my first review because I didn't really use these shades, but once I started using these shades, I was like, yeah, they're not that great. I understand why this palette has received some criticism because those shades, they just don't cut it at all. Especially now because I've just filmed 2 Anastasia Beverly Hills palette reviews in the past week. So especially having played with that formula, this just isn't hitting the mark at all. So it's a shame. It's a shame, but what can I say? So because these are such a pain to blend, I'm not going to blend them anymore. I'm just going to buff out the edges with a buffer brush one more time, and then I'm going to go in with the shimmers and get this look done. Just going to buff a little bit here just because it's just not looking good. Okay, I had to go back in again because it just, it stuffed up so much. This is so embarrassing. But it's not my fault, it's this bloody palette. This side, I mean, it's not great, but this side I'm okay with. This side, not okay. Okay, I'm done. Seriously, I'm done with trying to make those shades work. It is what it is, alright? It is what it is. It's not my best work, but it's not my fault. It's this palette's fault, and yeah, it's a bit of a situation at the moment, but that's okay because we're going in with the shimmers. So, hopefully these shimmers will fix it up. So I'm going in with the shade Nebula, and this is my favorite shade in the palette. The biggest standout for me in this palette is this beautiful shade. So hopefully the shimmers will save this look. They usually do. So I'm going in with Nebula on my finger, and that is what it looks like. Okay, so this pressed glitter is stunning, and I just swept it all over the lids with my fingers because I feel like that's the best way to do it and to get the most pigment. So yeah, I have had a bit of fallout. That's okay. I'm just going back in with my 227 soft definer brush. Now I'm going in with this shade Ultraviolet, this purple shade. And I'm just pressing that on the center of my lids just to give it that little bit of pop of, just to give it that pop of purple.
Get off your seat, clap your hands to the beat, grab your champagne glass tonight. We toast to freedom in the Caribbean.
Now I'm going in with the shade Supermoon on the inner corners. And I'm just using my fingers as well, once again, to apply it.
Sky red, paint the night sky red. Yeah, we'll drink any by the ocean. It's our favorite potion. Come on, baby, let me tell you what time that
Okay, so I love the look of dragging that down into the tear ducts a little bit. So now that the shimmer's on, just gonna buff out the edges again. Okay, so now that the shimmer's on, you might be thinking, why did she spend so much time blending those two stubborn shades? And that is because with this look, you need to create the shape. So if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have the shape there. And my eyes are actually sore from trying to blend that out so much. And that just shouldn't be happening, especially with a palette of this price point. Maybe if it was, you know, a drugstore brand or like something a lot cheaper, I would understand, or I would kind of make an exception. But for this price point, it really shouldn't be this hard to blend. Absolutely not. So I hate that those shades are so hard to blend, but for this look, I need to use them. So what can you do? But obviously it's a lot better when I have the shimmers on because it covers up that mess completely. But if you weren't going to use the shimmers, what would you do? You just have a patchy eye look. Not a vibe. So yeah, that's definitely something to think about if you want to buy this palette. But otherwise, I do like the colors and I think it's really pretty, especially because of the glitters and the shimmers. Huda does a really good formula. With these mattes, they aren't the same as her other palettes. Absolutely not. This one is definitely subpar for some reason and I don't know why. But regardless, we're going to keep going. So I'm going to quickly line my eyes and put some lashes on. I'm not going to film that part because there's really no point, but I will see you when I'm back. Oh wait, before I do that, I forgot to do the underneath. I forgot to do the underneath of my eyes. So I'm gonna go in with the shades Libra and Hot Mess. No, I'm not. Wait, what am I gonna do? Okay, scrap Libra. I'm gonna go in with the shades Hot Mess and Vortex for the lower lash line. I'm just taking that on my 226 smudger brush. So I'm just gonna link that up with the top. Okay, so now I will see you once I have lashes and liner on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my lashes on and I've lined my eyes and here we are. I am all done. So this is the finished look. And I also popped on some Champagne Pop and my lipstick, which is from Chantecaille in the shade Red Juniper. So yeah, so this is the final look. Despite the fact that this palette is really hard to blend out a few of the dark shades, Hot Mess and Vortex, This palette overall is really, really pretty, and I'm really happy that I have it, but something to keep in mind is that it's really hard to blend out those two shades. So I hate that about this palette, but I love the rest of the color story and the shades. So yeah, I do plan on doing a blue eye look as well with this palette in another video soon. But yeah, despite that, like I said, I love using the shimmers and the metallics in my everyday makeup. So yeah, I hope you guys all liked this makeup look. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I shall see you all in my next video. Bye guys!